You've done everything you were supposed to. You got education, you were climbing the career ladder, you got your family, you're working on a good job, getting good salary. But when you look at your bank account, you're asking yourself, am I doing things right? The cost of living is rising and the opportunities are leaving your country. In 2026, we are witnessing a major shift of professionals in Europe and India and Canada and other countries. And all these professionals are looking for better opportunities, for better new base. But where are they going? Where are you guys going? You and them are going into the United States of America. And today I'm going to break down the old favorites problems, and I'm going to explain why the US is #1 country to move to in 2026 and beyond. Guys, if you're looking for a particular way to start, below this video, I put a comprehensive PDF file for you to download and get a very valuable information about moving to the US. It's packed with useful information about moving to the US, about RFEs, about visas and other useful information. That guide is in the link below. Also, today you will learn how to get a free evaluation on the best visas to move to the US in 2026. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. For many years, I've been helping people from all over the world, more than 70 countries, to resolve the most complex immigration problems and help them move to the US with their families. But today I'm going to discuss not how to move to the US, but why should you move to the United States of America. #1, what are the biggest Europe problems? And in short, high taxes, low growth. In Europe, then an average salary of high-level software developer could be anywhere between 80,000 to 120,000 euros. Take the 40 to 50% taxes and you're left with nothing considering the cost of living and the today's prices. The growth of that salary is super slow, super steady, but it's a false stability because inflation outpaces any type of growth that Europe can offer to you. Reason #2, lack of innovative capital. Everybody knows where the capital is, and although Europe has some capital, it's nowhere near the levels that gotta be there to propose a serious growth. And #3, the safety trap. Many of you guys living in Europe believe you're economically safe and the government is doing everything to propose that kind of statements. But as I said, because inflation is a lot higher than any growth, the economies are stagnating and the big money is leaving for the countries with a better stability. Thus, Europe is offering very high taxes, but very low benefit and very low growth based on those taxes and salary ceilings. The second region in the world I'm going to discuss today is India. And India is a country of competition paradox. So what does it mean? That means that opportunities in India are there. However, the competition for those opportunities is huge. And even if you are one of those elite people who manage to get a good education and even have connection in the society, you still have to compete with many people like you to get a good salary and good life for you and your family. But even with that, with good salary in India, the purchasing power of that salary is going lower every year for the same reason: inflation and slow growth of the infrastructure and the salaries. And actually, infrastructure and ecology are the two big reasons why the economic growth in India is not as big as it was before. A lot of traffic, a lot of motorcycles, bad roads, blackouts, sometimes no internet, and things like that. Of course, they affect the economic growth and your personal growth. So India, although showing perspective, but that perspective is outpaced by purchasing power of the money, by slowing growth and bad infrastructure and ecology. Region #3 is Canada. And Canada is kind of unique because it's kind of a part of the American economy. However, things there are not as good as used to be. #1 reason why Canada is not good is the housing crisis. Because a lot of capital from outside of Canada, especially Chinese capital, purchased many residential houses, the prices are skyrocketing, especially in cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Quebec province. #2, wait list for health care. Because healthcare in Canada is partially or fully subsidized by the government, you have to wait for a long time to get to the specialist or to a doctor, which of course decreases the level of life and the standard of life. The salary gap and huge taxes. Of course, the Canadian salaries are pretty good, but nowhere near the US equivalents. And add to that more than 50% taxes in Canada, and again, you left with pennies. So although Canada is a good Western country, however, the cost of living, the housing crisis, the healthcare system crisis, and the salaries gap make this country less attractive. Now, why US is still best to move to in 2026 and beyond? Reason number one, AI gold rush. And not only for people who are into AI, but also people supporting this whole system. Energy, hardware, technicians, and everybody who builds the infrastructure. So people from that category are super welcome in the US. Reason number two, lower taxes and higher net. US, contrary to the legends and myths across the world, is one of the lowest taxes countries in the world compared to the Western countries. Because the highest tax that you're personally going to pay is 37%. Of course, there are different states like New York and California, they have their own taxes, but we're talking about optimization. There are a lot of ways to optimize your taxes, not only by living in proper states, like Florida, for example, our favorite state, but also using the financial instruments and vehicles like 401k, IRA, other funds for your kids' education, for healthcare, and things like that. You can really optimize the amount of money you pay as taxes. And reason number three, all you guys hear all these newspapers titles that immigration to the US is closed, everybody's being deported, ICE is arresting people on the street. The truth is that the people who can benefit the US are needed right now the most. So it's not about H-1B visa anymore. It's about O1, EB-1A, EB2 NIW, and business visas, L1, E2, and EB-5. Only those visas are either merit-based, the talent visas, or business and investment visas that all can benefit the US. So O1 visa is a good starter for young professionals to come to the US fast, establish yourselves, and then start moving towards the green card. EB-1A for those of you who have more recognition and achievements in your professional field, who have maybe 5 to 10 years of experience, and who is ready to work on the petition and make the approval happen, especially if you work with us. EB2 NIW is the visa for educated professionals who have some type of idea that can benefit the US. L1, E2, and EB5 visas, they're the visas for those who want to bring business or capital in the US. If you guys still confused which visas are best for you when you're coming to the US and which visas are going to give you the best immigration benefits, you should do the free evaluation right now. The link to the free evaluation is below this video. Find it, click on it, fill out the questionnaire, send it to me, and within 2 days I will let you know which visa or visas are the best for you, what's the grade for your case, which criteria will satisfy, which criteria we can help you to build while you're working with the team on your case. And most importantly, look for the word potential, because if you have a potential, that means that there's a green light for you to come to the US in 6 months after starting working on your petition. In 2026, the world is more mobile than it has ever been before. And yes, the US is not a perfect country, but guys, among those that are there, it's the best, and it's going to continue to be the best for young professionals, for people who can bring benefits to US, who can bring capital, who can bring the talent, and do good things in this country. Smash the like button because you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think US is the best or not the best country in the world? My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.